And welcome back. The Silicon Valley Children's Fund is a nonprofit that has been there for foster care children for 20 years. And as it says, functions much like a venture capital organization, investing in programs to improve the lives of foster youth. Today we focus on just one of their goals, but it's an important one, helping youngsters move on in higher education. Joining me right now is Sherri L. Brooks, a program manager for the YES program. And also with us is Meredith Koo, a YES program scholar. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Give us, first of all, sort of an overview of the fund itself.
All right, so the Silicon Valley Children's Fund strictly focuses on education outcomes for foster youth here in the Silicon Valley area. So we operate a couple or several different programs in which we do that. So there's a higher education program in which we sponsor youth to go to school, college, whether that be community college, university, vocational programs. We also have a high school program for youth in 9 through 12 in which we pair them with academic mentors. And so they're getting support as they're going through high school, making sure they're meeting the goals they need to get their high school degree and then go on, right?
The whole focus is on education overall.
Correct.
And then the YES program focuses on getting them into college and making sure that they succeed there, right?
Correct.
How does the YES program work, and how does it differ from the other ones?
So the YES program does provide scholarships, so I think that's the biggest part. So, there's that funding because financial need is a big barrier for anyone to go to college, right? So we do make sure they get the money so that, school is affordable. But in addition to that, there is a lot of support services in which we provide. So there's, mentoring, there's academic coaching, there's, reviewing academic plans, making sure students are getting whatever resource they need to be successful in school.
Now, we called you the program scholar.
Yes.
And I imagine that support, obviously the financial assistance is necessary, but I would imagine that support is quite helpful, right?
Yes, it's very, the adults that have gone through college themselves, they're kind of role models for me and people that I look up to.
What was your situation? How did you get involved in the program?
So I actually entered foster care pretty late when I was 17, and at that point I didn't think I was going to college. And so when I first heard about the YES scholarship, that was kind of the first step, the very first step ever into me thinking, oh, I'm gonna have a future. So I actually joined the YES scholarship, and I wrote a really long essay, longer than it should have been. But they accepted me, and I met all these new people that went through the college themselves, and honestly saw that college was a really big opportunity to have a future.
Tell me something, when you're in the foster care system, you mentioned that you hadn't thought then of college as being part of your future. Was that because of the way the system is and how it impacts you, or was it you yourself?
It was me myself before foster care. So before foster care, I didn't really have much of an idea of what I was going to do in the future, but after foster care, there's a lot of support, and YES scholarship was one of them, and it helped me actually decide on what I was going to do with my future.
What was that initial spark? What was the initial thing that they did that struck a chord with you that made you go from thinking you wouldn't be going to college to pursuing it?
I think it was a little bit after the first time I met them, because application is super easy. You fill out a paper. But when I first met Sherri and Ashley, they were so passionate about their own jobs and passionate about the youth that they worked with. I think that was it, because they really made a personal connection with all of us, and they really wanted us to succeed.
Sherri, when you're trying to make that personal connection, what are you looking for a candidate?
I don't know if there's anything specific that we're looking for, honestly. And what we're looking for is that in them, right? We're looking to see that they also kind of believe in themselves and want something for themselves. And if we see that in youth, we're like, okay, so we can make this happen. They really just need that desire to want to or drive, right, to keep going and make something happen. And we can just go with them and make sure, they get there.
And she had that spark, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the personal connection, I think that's what impresses me the most about the program. Thank you very much, both of you, for being here, talking about it.
You're welcome.
To get more information and to help the Silicon Valley Children's Fund and the YES program, you can go to their website at svcf.org/whatwedo/yes to higher education. Next, the March of Dimes and its March for Babies event coming up. Stay with us.